Hey, how's it going everyone? I hope you're all doing well as usual. Back today after a couple of weeks break, this time with a contest entry. This is a contest entry for Sean the Beast over in the UK. So most of you probably know Sean. He's been running this contest for a couple of weeks in order to celebrate recently reaching 600 subscribers. So congratulations, Sean. If you're not familiar, his channel has grown extremely rapidly. Like, I remember it was only last year that I did a contest entry for his 200 subscribers contest in just a year, so that's amazing. So obviously he's doing something right. And yeah, congratulations, it's really well deserved. Sean has great taste in music. I think originally he mostly liked thrash metal and heavy metal, but in more recent years he's got into more extreme stuff like death metal and black metal. And he's always showing a lot of obscure underground releases and putting me onto new albums which I wasn't aware of. So for example, we'll go into the contest details in a moment, but for example, he introduced me to the French black metal band Zephyrous, but more on that later. So what he's asked us to do for this contest, if you wish to enter, is answer 3 basic questions, and they're quite interesting as well. So I'll just go through those one by one. So this is Sean the Beast 600 subscribers contest. So the first thing he's asked us to do, or the first question, is show 2 albums which you love, but you've never seen anyone else show on YouTube. So I apologize in advance if anyone has seen these shown. I personally haven't, but the point is these are sort of, in my opinion, underrated albums which I think deserve to be highlighted. So first of all, we have Disaster with Satan's Soldiers Syndicate. I always forget the title there. I know it's an alliteration. So Disaster is probably a very well-known band to most people. Like, they're very well established and quite famous in the European metal scene. So they're a German black thrash band, taking influences from, like, it has a foot in both camps, I would say, but just really good stuff. Musically, it's very thrashy and bears a lot of resemblance to Sodom, I think. And yeah, but the vocals and the lyrics are all black metal oriented. What also is interesting about this band is that some of the band members wear corpse paint because it gives them a special feeling, others do not, and I just think that's really original. There's no uniformity. But musically, this is just such a fantastic album. Disaster, for me, like, they can be a bit hit and miss. Like, the first album, A Touch of Medieval Darkness, is fantastic. There are other albums which I have heard and they didn't grab me much, but this one is simply brilliant. I've never heard anyone else talk about it. I've shown it before though. But just the songs stand apart so much on this album, and they're incredibly catchy and memorable, which is, you know, that has a lot of credibility in extreme metal, I think, when the songs are memorable like anthems, and that's certainly the case on this album. Some of my favorite songs would be the title track, so Satan's Soldiers Syndicate, Angel Extermination, Hellbangers, Vile We Dwell, Tyrannizer, More Corpses for the Grave, but just incredibly catchy, fun black thrash. So that's Disaster with Satan's Soldiers Syndicate. So the first album I've never seen anyone else show, but I'm sure someone out there has before, but great album anyway. And the next album, this is an album I've shown actually in previous contests and so on, but I've never seen anyone else show it. I think Ben Brain Smasher, he owns this album, but I've never actually seen him show it on YouTube, to my knowledge anyway. But this is one I actually discovered. It was in the 90s in this Australian black metal fanzine called Unholy Scriptures, and they talked about this band, which is Zephyrous, which is a Greek black metal band. They said it was 11 hymns of apocryphal Hellenic darkness, and that sort of captured my attention. But yes, see, look at this album cover here. Yes, you might think, hey, isn't that the Dark Throne Eternal Hails album cover? Actually, sorry, the battery's dying there. Yeah, actually, it was, but this album came out first in the 90s, and it has no relation to Dark Throne, even though the original electric lead guitarist of Dark Throne was called Zephyrus. This is a Greek band. You see here, it's a corpse-painted trio. And what this is just extremely, in my opinion, unique and original black metal. It's Hellenic, it has a very Greek sound, but what's really interesting about this is, like, you always hear about folky black metal bands, and when you hear about folky black metal bands, you think of Norwegian bands and that kind of like Viking Nordic aura. But this band, obviously being Greek, they incorporate traditional Greek music, like Greek folk music, and those elements, you know, typically Hellenic Greek kind of instruments. So, and you really hear that on tracks like the opening instrumental entitled Antiquus Gloria. but also like on the closing synth track, Sensations Lost in Time. This is absolutely fantastic, like very melodic. The keyboards are sort of used as a kind of like icy snowstorm effect. Like they're not that melodic, but they're there in the background to just give this icy layer to the music, and the vocals are very sort of grim and burzamic. Sorry, that's a made up adjective, but you know, that kind of tortured, screamy, maybe not as shrieky as Burzum vocals, but like definitely there's a resemblance. But it's melodic, it's atmospheric, and it's really catchy. I love it. Probably my favorite tracks on this album are tracks 3 and 4. So The Frozen Path of Timeless Wisdom and Trance, and also The Inner Battalion of Dagon. But the whole album is absolutely brilliant. Very original in my opinion. I've never seen anyone show it. But if you like black metal, atmospheric black metal, not in the sense of, you know, like atmospheric black metal these days means slow and boring in my opinion. But when I'm talking about black metal with real atmosphere, especially if you like Hellenic Greek black metal, check this band out and this album. That's ZEPHYROUS with Entrance and Wandering on the Seven Zones. Cool photo of the band there, or photos. All right, so that's question 1 done. Now question 2, because Sean's nickname is The Beast, he's otherwise known as The Beast, he would like us to show 2 albums with a beast on the cover. So there were quite a few that I was thinking about, but I tried to be original and again sort of like highlight some albums which I really like. So up first we have Bewitched with Rise of the Antichrist. So yes, Bewitched, a black speed metal band from Sweden, and see, there's the Diabolical Desecration poster in the background. I used to have the Pentagram Prayer one as well, but it fell down from the wall and smashed. But yeah, point being, Bewitched is one of my favorite bands, like just very fun, catchy, energetic black speed metal, featuring Vagher, who's the otherwise known as Marcus Norman. He's also in Nagelfar and has his own solo band, Ancient Wisdom, which is absolutely brilliant, like slow, depressive black metal. Yeah, but Bewitched is just fun, thrashy, speedy black metal, or sorry, like black speed metal. And yeah, you can see here with the cover, that's a picture of the Beast himself, as in Satan, I believe. And I just really like this cover art as well, with that pit of fire and the figures dancing around it, conducting some kind of ceremony or ritual. But there is the Beast himself, Satan or Lucifer, on the front. So great album. This was their comeback album. They slapped the corpse paint back on, and it's an absolutely brilliant album. So Bewitched, Rise of the Antichrist. And another album with a beast on the cover, I decided to go for this one. This is Satanic Warmaster with Nachtseera. So absolutely classic band from Finland. One of my favorite bands of all time. Just really raw and emotive Finnish black metal that uses some keyboards, drawing a lot of influence from Dark Throne and Burzum. Everyone knows Satanic Warmaster, but yeah, look at this cover. Like, it looks like some kind of werewolf or something, and actually the opening track is called Satan's Werewolf. But I looked up, what is a Nachtseera? Obviously it's a German term, and it's a character in German folklore, which is some kind of creature. It's hard to explain, but some kind of monster which drags bodies like to the afterlife, something like that. But anyway, this is the beast. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a werewolf or a Nachtseera, but absolutely fantastic album. Nachtseera, A Symphony of Our Heart's Winter. This is probably jointly my favorite Satanic Warmaster album, along with Karelian Satanist Madness. It depends on which day you ask me, but this album's got so many great tracks. Like some of my favorites are Warmaster Returns. One Shining Star is one of the riffiest Satanic Warmaster songs, and it also features my absolute all-time favorite Satanic Warmaster song, which is Rotting Raven's Blood. Very haunting, eerie, Burzum-esque riff in that, and I love the part of the song where he caws like a crow. It just gives me the chills. And then the album closes with an atmospheric sort of neoclassical track, Uturghul, but absolutely brilliant stuff. But that's a beast if I ever saw one. And you may have noticed I'm actually wearing the t-shirt as well, so of Nachtseera. This is with the bootlegged logo. To be honest, this is a bootlegged Satanic Warmaster t-shirt. Like I always want to support the artist and buy the original, but in this case I just came across this as a cheap price. But I would like to get some more Satanic Warmaster shirts, particularly long sleeves. But yeah, another one with a beast on the front. Absolutely brilliant album, Satanic Warmaster with Nachtseera. All right. And yeah, like I said, talking about albums which you know, no one's ever shown before. I know that's going back to question 1. That's the beauty of YouTube and this community, because with Sean running the contest, one of the bands that he talked about was the French black metal band Seth, and after that I went and listened to that album, because I'd always heard the name Seth but never really listened to the music, but I heard that album, Le Blessure, sorry, whatever it's called, absolutely brilliant. Then I listened to another one, so thanks to Sean, I'm now a fan of the French black metal band Seth. Check them out if you haven't. Alright, oh, there's my CD version of Nachtera as well, but I thought better to show the full-on one in vinyl. Okay, and the final question is, Sean has asked us to give any suggestions for his channel, like anything we would like him to show or chat about, you know, any suggestions we have. So, as many people have said, Sean, obviously you're doing something right, because your channel has just skyrocketed very quickly. Like, it's gone from a 200 subscriber contest last year to 600. I've been doing this for 5 years and I still have less subscribers than you. Not that it's like a counting race or something, but no, I really enjoy your channel. I like, you know, your style of delivery and everything, so I don't think there's anything I can criticize or say you could improve. But if you're saying there's something I would like to see, I always see on Facebook you're going into the town or the town, you know, to pick up some records, and I thought as a suggestion maybe you could make some videos like Simon from Explosive Action, you know, where he goes into record shops in Sydney, like just document the shopping trip, maybe get some footage of looking through record shops, because I'd like to see what some of those shops in Northern England look like as well. So yeah, I think that would be cool if you did like an Explosive Action-esque album buying video. And another suggestion I have is, I think other people have mentioned this, but I wouldn't mind you doing a room tour just to show your setup and seeing all of your music, because I know you collect a lot and it's an impressive collection, so I'd just like to see how it's all arranged. And yeah, I always take an interest in that, seeing, you know, people's den of music, so that would be cool as well. But other than that, keep up the great work. Alright guys, so for me this has been a relatively short video, so I won't spoil it by going on longer. But once again, congratulations Sean on reaching 600 subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this entry. I will leave links to all of the albums in this video, but if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me. As always, feel free to comment on the video. I really appreciate the feedback, and that's about it. So I have plenty of video ideas coming up, collection updates and so on, so I will be back in the near future. But in the meantime, congratulations Sean. Go and check out his channel. I'll leave it in the description as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.